The dead internet theory just went from fringe Reddit conspiracy to measurable fact, and the numbers are staggering. The dead internet theory has floated around internet forums since the 2010s. The idea that the internet is dominated by non-human activity was often dismissed as a fringe conspiracy. Now it has become a measurable fact. Cloudflare, the internet security giant used by millions of websites worldwide, says the crossover of bot traffic past the 50% mark occurred in June of this year, with bots generating 57.5% of all web page requests. Thales, a French tech group that protects data security for organizations and governments, dates the crossover back to 2023, issuing a bad bot report that put bot traffic at 53% in 2026. The discrepancy between those two dates reflects something important. There is no single standard way to measure bot traffic because no one provider has access to activity across the entire web, but all the data points in the same direction. The internet is no longer primarily a human space. What is driving this massive shift is something even more striking than simple bot traffic. According to Human Security's 2026 State of AI Traffic and Cyber Threat Benchmark report, traffic generated by AI agents that actually take action on the web, like clicking links and filling out forms, grew 7,851% year-over-year. That is not a typo. Scraper traffic, which is bots that just read pages, grew 597% over the same stretch. AI training crawlers, while still making up 67.5% of AI-driven traffic, are actually a shrinking share of the total. The agents that act are the ones exploding. This means the internet is increasingly being navigated, searched, and interacted with by machines that are not humans reading pages, but machines making decisions and performing tasks on our behalf. The timing of this shift caught even the experts who watch bots for a living completely off guard. Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince had predicted in March that bots would not cross the halfway mark until the end of 2027. Instead, the crossover arrived more than a year early. Rudy Yang, PitchBook's enterprise and retail fintech analyst, who wrote the firm's July report about agentic AI traffic, put it this way. He told Fortune that while there are a lot of missing pieces of information, a lot of the observed data suggests the same thing, which is that there is more bot activity, and agentic AI activity is driving a lot of the browser activity you are seeing. For companies and developers, Yang wrote in the report, this means that building for agent traffic will become non-negotiable. This has profound implications for the internet's entire business model. The web's economy, built on ad impressions, conversion funnels, and page view-based analytics, was constructed on the assumption that the visitor is a human being. If most visitors are now agents, that entire assumption is upended. Ad impressions are no longer a measure of human eyeballs. Conversion funnels are being navigated by machines making decisions based on different criteria than humans. Page view-based analytics are counting machine requests, not human curiosity. Companies are already tweaking their APIs to serve agent traffic, but payments and real accountability remain missing pieces. The web economy has to rebuild around non-human users sooner than anyone planned. People on the ground are already feeling the effects. One commenter noted that they cannot even web search anything anymore without the first 15 hits being essentially identical AI summaries that do not contain anything deeper than the most bare bones of information. Another pointed out that on Reddit there are repeated contents everywhere, with AI-generated images and videos all looking similar. When AI agents relentlessly scrape data from a web heavily populated by AI-generated slop, it will trigger a sequence of systemic failures. Someone else confirmed the homogenization, saying their feed has never felt so similar, with repeated content in different subreddits and copycat subreddits everywhere. The feeling is that the unique texture of human-generated content is fading. Here is one of the most unsettling implications. If AI is generating more data than humans now, and AI models are being trained on that AI-generated data, we enter a loop where models eat their own output until it collapses. Someone who has been following this closely noted that AI has already sucked the literature of humanity from hundreds of years, and there is simply no more new data to train on. The response from the industry has been creative. Some are now training on paper books printed before 2022 to avoid the contamination problem. Book wholesalers are literally providing thousands of actual books that are having their bindings cut off in a hydraulic press and scanned as training material. We are literally destroying physical books to feed the machine that is replacing the internet. As the web becomes dominated by agents, one possible outcome is that you will be required to show your ID to prove you are human. One commenter predicted that they will require you to show your ID to protect the children, so they know who to target with ads. Others are pushing back on the idea, with one person saying they are not giving out their ID to every random website, and another noting that somewhere deep inside they wish Reddit would do this because an ID verification would instantly cure their addiction. But the broader concern is about privacy at scale. Companies are building all these data centers and all our privacy is being taken away. They need more data and are using anything and everything they can get their hands on, all our texts, calls, video chats, flock cameras, web browsing habits, probably even big box stores handing over data without our consent or knowledge. So where does this leave us? The dead internet theory was not a crazy idea from internet forum weirdos. It was a prediction that turned out to be right, just on a timeline nobody expected. The crossover from human majority to bot majority happened faster than the experts thought. Agent traffic is growing at a rate that defies normal expectations. The entire architecture of the web, from how we measure attention to how we make money, is built for a world that no longer exists. We are living through the transition to a post-human internet, and the question is not whether this will happen, but how quickly the economy, the culture, and the technology will adapt to a web where the majority of voices are not our own. Thanks for watching. If this was eye-opening, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think the future of the internet looks like when bots are the majority. Thanks for watching. If this was eye-opening, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think the future of the internet looks like when bots are the majority.